Coming out of the Olympic break, the Toronto Maple Leafs have dropped 5 straight games. They have just 3 wins in their last 14 games, and Toronto does not have their first-round pick this upcoming draft. Unless it becomes a top 5 selection. Then the Leafs would keep that pick, which might be the only thing that could possibly salvage Toronto's season. It's time for another edition of Masters Lock. Been a long time since we've chatted with our Maple Leafs reporter, Mark Masters, about things other than the Olympics. So let's talk about the Olympics. Mark joining us from the Prudential Center, the site of another Leaf loss, this time to the Devils. So it appears, Mark, and I don't think I'm going out on a limb here, that the Toronto Maple Leafs will likely miss the playoffs for the first time in the Auston Matthews era. Since Matthews was drafted to the team, they have never missed the postseason. How is the captain taking this realization? What is his mood like right now?
Yeah, I asked him, kind of what's his mindset right now this morning before the game, and he said, I'm just trying to be positive. I'm trying to lead the way with my compete and work ethic. And I thought it was notable that after this loss tonight, head coach Craig Berube praised Matthews for his leadership, how in the first period he came out here on this ice behind me and kind of set the tone and showed the team that they were going to work. Regardless of the result, regardless we're missing players in the lineup for roster management, we are going to compete in this game. And that's going to be the test for Auston Matthews. You can hear it when he speaks. You can hear it after this game tonight when William Nylander speaks. These guys, they have not experienced something like this, and they're not quite sure exactly what to make of it. And it's going to be a challenge for Matthews and Nylander down the stretch here, Jay.
And then you mentioned roster management, Mark. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Scott Laughton, Bobby McMahon, all scratched before this game. Roster management. Do you get a sense that all of these players will be dealt before 3 p.m. Friday? Because that's ultimately the goal for this team.
Well, I mean, certainly that's kind of what you read into it when you see what happened here tonight. What a strange, emotional day here around the Maple Leafs, because at the morning skate, the lineup looked normal like it did on Monday, and Craig Berube said there was no plan to scratch anyone for roster management. Of course, things change, and Anthony Stolarz, the starting goalie, said he only found out when he was in the lobby of the hotel getting ready to walk over here this afternoon and ran into Scott Laughton. Matthew Knies said he found out in the dressing room when he was getting ready and he saw their stalls were empty. So, it sucks for these guys. That's what they were saying after the game, how tough it is. And William Nylander doesn't want to think about how any of these guys could be gone. Easton Cowan, 20-year-old rookie, saying that even though he's only played with Scott Laughton this season, he wouldn't be probably the person and player he is without this guy and his mentorship. And it's just tough for these guys right now. So it's going to, the realization is setting in, the harsh reality, Jay, that there's going to be a few guys leaving this Leafs team by Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
And now the Leafs head across the Hudson River to Manhattan, where they'll face the Rangers on Thursday night. Mark, I know you'll be there, and then you'll be a big part of Trade Center on Friday. So get some rest, my friend. This has been the Masters Lock.